Hi everyone and welcome to a following gaming video. Today I'm going to show you how to make an eye-catching thumbnail for your YouTube videos. I'm using Photoshop. I recommend you do use this. There is free apps you can use as well, but today I'm using Photoshop and I'll just show you the basics on how to make the one that you can see on screen just now. It's not that hard. There is different techniques you can use, a little bit more advanced, but I'm just going to give the basics here to make it a little bit easier for you. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a blank canvas. So we're going to go to File, we're going to go to New, and we're going to make it 1280 by 720 pixels. That's basically dimensions required for a thumbnail for YouTube. If it's any bigger or smaller, YouTube won't accept it. So 1280 by 720 pixels, 72 resolution. Don't make it any higher. If you're going to make it higher, it's going to be a bigger file size. You would only ever do that if you were making like a poster or something like that. You would set it like 300 or 720 or whatever. 72 is absolutely perfect. And just leave the rest of the stuff. We don't really need to bother with that. And we'll just hit create. So you've got your white canvas here, blank, ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying the different layers that we need. And what I mean by that is we have layers down the corner here. The canvas being your main layer. The next layer is going to be the image, which is going to appear above this. So what we'll do is we'll go to File. I'm going to go to Place Linked. I'm going to go and get my image, which is that one there. I'm going to hit Place, and there it is. And you can see on the Layers tab, it appears right above. Now, if you want to make it bigger or smaller, all you do is hold the Alt key, go up to a corner, and then just left mouse click and just drag that to whatever size that you require without losing any quality or resolution. I'm going to keep it about there. That sounds good to me, and just hit return. So this is you basically starting your thumbnail, the basis of it. So it's going to be this main image. You don't have to worry about the background anymore. So now what we're going to do is start applying text. And the way we do that is we go down to the bottom here next to the bin, and you'll see there's a little icon here. Click that once, and that's a new layer applied, and this layer is going to be above this image, so it's going to be on top of it. So we just click on the text tool. The font I'm using is called Guardians. You can actually get that from the font, I think it was, yeah. But yeah, you can search it and you can get it on there, no problem. It's free as well. So we'll click anywhere, and I'm just going to type in eye catching and hit return. Oh, sorry. And sorry, click away. There we go. So that's the layer sitting above that one. It's on top. And then to transform this, we're going to press Ctrl and T. We're going to use the Alt button again, hold that down, and we're going to just drag that and make it bigger. You let go of the Alt key and just go to the middle. You can just move it around to where you want it. So I'm going to put it up to the top. If you got a purple line down the middle, this is basically a guide telling you that you're in the center of the canvas. So we'll just move it up to here. Maybe make it a bit bigger. Hold the Alt key and just drag it slightly bigger. Yep. And just hit return. I'm happy with that. So we're going to apply the next layer, which is going to be the text along the bottom. So again, right hand side down at the bottom, click create new layer. You can see it appear there. Text key selected, click anywhere, and I'm just going to type in thumbnails and click away, and we'll press Ctrl and T to transform. Hold down the Alt button, and the same process before, we're going to drag it up to a bigger size. We're going to get it into the middle again and just get it a little bit bigger. About there. Yep. And just hit return. So you've got your text, and you can see because of the colour of the text, it kind of blends in down here and you can't really read it. It's a bit in your face. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually change how the text looks. There's two ways of doing it. You can just basically click on where it says eye catching on that layer and just go and change the colour here if you wanted to. If you wanted different types of colours, you can do that. I'm going to leave it as white, and what I'm going to do is, the second part you can do is add a gradient, which is a combination of two colours, and the best way to do that is, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to eye catching layer, right click on it, and we're going to click on rasterize type. That allows us to edit the text, and we're going to hold down control key, and we're going to click inside the little box here, and what it does is it brings up the marching ants around the actual text. And then it means when we go to the left hand side, if you right click down there, you can get your gradient tool, and up the top you can change the way the gradient, the colours of the gradient. Sorry, if you just click in there, you've got kind of purples. You can get all different kind of gradients. You can get them online for free. You can get gradient packs and things like that. I'm going to stick with the kind of purple and orange because I quite like the look of that. So we'll just hit OK. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to start from the bottom here. I'm going to just left click and hold the button down. I'm going to drag up a line and let go, and you see it puts the gradient within that text. If I hadn't selected the marching ants around the text, the whole gradient would have covered the whole entire image. So that's why it's important that you hold control and click in there to get the marching ants around it. That means the gradient is only going to affect what's inside those. So I'll press Control and D to deselect, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with thumbnails. I'm going to click on that, I'm going to right click, I'm going to say rasterize type. I'm then going to hold Control key, and I'm going to click inside the little box here, get the marching ants up. I've already selected the gradient, I've got my colour. I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to go down the way with a line and let go, and there we go. And just press Control and D to deselect that. So now you've got your text with the colours in it, you've got your background image, the layers are starting to stack up. So the best thing to do now is we're going to change the way the text looks to make it stand out a little bit more. So we'll go to eye catching right here, we'll double click on that, and what it does is it brings up a layer style box, and we're going to add a stroke. So you click on stroke, it brings up that kind of purple stroke around it. You can change the size of the stroke, you can go 10, but to me that's too big. I'm going to say about 4, and just make sure it's set to outside. The colour I'm using is CA1 DD5. You can change the colour if you like, it's up to you. And we're going to add an outer glow as well, so you come down to outer glow, click on that, you can see it adds a kind of white glow, and again you can change, if under elements you can change the size to make it brighter or not bright or whatever. I'll probably keep it about 27. Yeah, I'd say that's a bit good, and just hit OK. So if you're happy with that, you've got eye catching, you've got your layer styles on it, you want to apply the same layer styles to the word thumbnails, and the quickest way to do that is if you just right click where the eye catching is, where the effects is, just right click there, copy layer style, then just click on thumbnails, right click, paste layer style, and there you go, you've got the exact same layer style as you have up here. So now we want to add another layer, and I'm going to add the Photoshop icon because I've made this in Photoshop and it is a tutorial. So I'm going to go File, Place Linked, I'm going to get my Photoshop, there we go, and again I can move this around anywhere, and it created a new layer automatically for it. So what I want to do first is I want to come up to the corner here, and you see this little arrow up here. It's like two arrows kind of bending. Just hold your left button down on your mouse and just rotate it like so, maybe a wee bit more. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold down the Alt button again and go to an actual corner, and I'm going to just shrink that a little bit. I don't want it to be too big. And then I'm going to drag it right over here like so, and just hit return. Now you can apply the exact same layer style to this as you did with the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that layer and I'm going to say paste layer style, and there we go. If you ever want to take the stroke away, if you don't like the look of it on this icon, you can just go to the actual layer. Under effects you can see stroke and outer glow. If you click on the little eye, it basically hides that layer, or that stroke, sorry, and it just leaves the glow. We'll just put that back in. So that's basically the basis of how you would make a thumbnail. It's not particularly hard, it's fairly easy. But what I'm going to do, one more thing as well, is I'm going to show you how you can make it kind of 3D looking. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go down to the main image layer right here. I'm going to hide the other layers by clicking the little eyes, like so. So I've just got the wallpaper image and that is it. I'm then going to go to my quick selection tool and I'm going to select, just hold the left button down on the mouse and just select the area that you want. I'm not going to select the whole helmet because the text doesn't cover the whole helmet. I'm just going to click about there, and what I'm going to do is hold down Control and press J or J, however you want to say it, and it creates a new layer with just the top of that helmet, and I'll just show you that there. So it creates just that layer there. I'm then going to bring back the other layers like so, and you can see it's still not 3D-ish. So what that means is we have to move the new layer above the word eye-catching, so it sits above it or over the top of it. So all we do is left mouse button, just hold it down and just drag this up to here and let go, and then you can see it just appears right there. It can be sometimes effective, it makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. I quite like it. I use it now and again in some of my thumbnails, but again it's up to you how much you really want to experiment with it. I was contemplating making the hammer over the top as well, but then it would cover too much text and then you wouldn't be able to read what the actual word was. So you have to be kind of subtle on how you do it. So yeah, that's basically the basis on how you make your image. There's one more thing you can do to kind of maybe change the background. I go down to the main image and I go to filter, camera raw. Now in here you can basically change the exposure. You can make it dark, you can make it lighter or whatever. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. I'm going to just keep it the same, maybe a wee bit darker. I'm going to bump up the clarity a little bit so you can make out what it is. Then I'm going to go to the effects tab here and I'm going to decrease with this little bit here. It's post crop vignetting. It basically adds an outer shadow inside the image like so. I'm then going to just hit OK and it applies it to this main image. So that's basically how you do a thumbnail for YouTube. I hope this has been helpful for you. What I will say now is the main thing you need to do now is just export it as a file. So I would just go to File, Export, Export As, and you'll see here when the image appears up here, there it is. You can save it as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever. I'll just keep it as PNG. The settings are correct, 1280 by 720, don't need to change anything. And we'll just hit Export All. We'll call it Thumbnail 2 and we'll just hit Save. And that's me saved that image. That's ready to get uploaded onto YouTube when I make a YouTube video. So hopefully this video is helpful for you. It's give you a few tips. Do experiment, do different things, play with the gradients, play with the effects you get and the layer effects. There's lots of things in here you can do. It's definitely worth checking out. You've got drop shadows. You can make a kind of drop shadow behind it if you like. There's all sorts of things you can do. You've got bevel and emboss. It kind of makes it like that. That actually makes it look even better. I'm going to keep that in. So there you go. I mean, that's just something I just found there. I mean, it's just playing around with it, clicking on different things, and make your thumbnail stand out a little bit more. I'm just going to apply that to here as well. There we go. So that looks even better. So thanks very much for taking the time to listen. I hope it's helped you. And I hope to do a lot more tutorials in the future for you. Please leave a comment below if there's anything you want to know about Photoshop or anything like that, or any requests for stuff. But please do hit the like button if this was useful for you. And until the next time, take care of yourselves.